Hey there, welcoming you back. This is the daily update, documenting my journey until I reach 100,000 followers on YouTube. What's happening for me now is that I'm noticing that surface appearances are never quite what they seem. There's always a pretense. There's always a sort of cover story. Like, what is going on? If you look at someone's life, or you say, what is happening? It's just a few little basic things. Like, right now I'm sitting in this car. There's some people walking their doggies. It's a nice cloudy day. And I'm doing my usual routine. I had a hot chocolate. I've gone about 4 or 5 days without caffeine so far. And I'm thinking about the things that I need to do to get back on track. And I'm going to be going to school today to do my music work and to do some recording and practice in the combo classes and learn to play the piano as I usually do at this time, at this phase of my life. And all of that is sort of just like basic whatever. It's like that's the appearance of how my life appears to be, seems to be. And beyond that, the deeper truth is like, well, what is the deeper truth? What is the reality? What is beyond the surface level? And essentially, when we talk about this in psychology, we say that it's the feelings. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? What is in your being? What is your interior life doing? What is your dream world doing? And that's always tricky to really describe. That's really tricky to put words to. Because the most multidimensional things can't be put into words. The most real feelings can't be described. And talking about it sort of breaks the breaks the experience. Like I'm aware that this is a kind of voice that leads to a limit of how many different things I can feel, how many different things that I can express or that I can experience. There's a limit to talking, and I can understand why people stop talking. I've talked about this before. I've explained this before, but people often stop talking, and that brings me to another point, which is related to this idea of surface appearances and truth, or a deeper reality, which is that it really is courageous to try and live in society, to try and live in a city. Now, let me sort of unpack this for a bit. Essentially, if you try to live a conscious life, what you realize is that there's a lot of things that are hurtful and unconscious and downright toxic. Right? You'll live a conscious life realizing that people are hurtful, people are full of betrayal, people are full of neuroses, people are full of mind tangles and aggression and judgments and even violence. And that's not anything to say of the environment. Yes, when you're in an environment, there's toxic air, especially in a city. There's addictive foods, high sugar, high fat foods that are easily available and encouraged. There's all sorts of addictions like caffeine, nicotine, fat, all the rest of it, anything else, alcohol, drugs, anything that you can think of. And there's all the advertising, there's the toxic mainstream consumerism, selling sex and low consciousness products. And if you're living a conscious life, like if you meditate on a regular basis and you listen to high consciousness speakers and you read high consciousness books, or like if you go on a meditation retreat, on an awareness intensive, then when you come back to society, you really notice this. It's like shocking. It's like, whoa, there's so much, like it's this pain. Now, essentially, traditionally, the answer to this has been, well, don't participate. Go off and live in the mountains. Go and join the monastery, where the Zen monks are living in these big marble monasteries, and they're eating very basic food, and they're reading scriptures, and they're meditating all day, and a very high quality of consciousness can come from that. Yes, they have huge degrees of cognitive development. We've put these monks into the MRI machines, and we've seen that their brainwaves are very highly developed. Yeah, they have a very different default mode network to just you and I, the common folk. High degree of well-being, huge, unimaginable degrees of consciousness. And yet, there's a thing that says, there's a central thesis that says, no, actually, you can live a conscious life in the city. Now, this is radical. This is a radical idea. It's a very powerful idea. It's a new idea. And really, I came to know about this from Osho, because Osho was someone who understood the toxicity of mainstream culture and also the escapism of the monk in the monastery. And his idea was to combine the two. How do you combine the two? How do you do silent sitting and dancing and also live in the world, also come into contact with unconscious people? Now, one of his programs was the Work as Meditation program, which is where you would work, you would do a job, you would be coming up to face with people on a daily basis, and there would be tangles and complexes of mind and drama and conflicts of interest, conflicts of personalities, and you'd have to learn how to do that consciously. And this is a radical idea. It really is radical. How do you live a deep life knowing that there is pollution from the cars and the trucks and the traffic? There is distraction from the advertising and the digital sphere and the addictive foods. How do you remain in your center? How do you remain not caught up in the surface appearances of things? Because, of course, so much in society, and what is so toxic about it, is the surface appearance of it. The surface appearance. It seems so enticing, yeah? When we see the sexy bikini girl, or we see the big blockbuster movie, or we see the drama of the corrupt politician. Ooh, that's a good one. What horrifying thing is going to be done next by Donald Trump or whoever your favorite dictator is? What can they do next that's going to be so horrifying? And yet there's something that enjoys that. Like, oh, it's so evil. How could someone be so evil? It's like, oh yeah, the entertainment itch. And yet, beyond all that, it is possible to meditate every morning and to think clearly. And I'm dancing with this. Yeah, I'm trying to do this. And I feel like I've messed up because this act of getting on here and speaking every morning really is my call to demonstrate that. It's my call to document for myself how I am going to do that. And that's exactly why I'm speaking right now. Because I'm contending with the digital sphere. I'm competing, in a sense, with the bikini girls and the cat videos and the politicians, and trying to get a message through that is deeper, trying to get something across, which is this idea that it's possible to live a conscious life even in the city where you are, even where you are right now. It's possible to right now wake up. Infinity is always available to you and always directly in front of your face. And I often think I've messed up, like my face. Sometimes when I see my face on this screen like this, I think, what is wrong with you? Man, you've lost your original face. You've been overdone by the addictions and the advertising and the screen time and the caffeine, or the sugar in this case. And I've lost that authentic way of looking through my eyes, that heartfelt, centered, sharp, conscious, aware way of seeing. And it does come and go. Of course, sometimes I feel more conscious than other times. And some days are completely lost to me, and some days are very vibrant, very alive. And it's really my duty to remember what it means to live past the surface appearance of things, to live on a deeper level, to allow those distractions and those toxic ways of being to float by and to dissolve even while I'm in the midst of it, even while I'm surrounded by it. So the way I do that is by doing the burn meditation every single time I remember. And you can join the burn meditation. I do updates every day. I'm also looking to expand my channel, so please do subscribe, leave me your comments, and I'll be back very soon with more.